Hi, I'm Mike Sham, and this is the State of the Nation. Don't forget that we are having our corporate breakfast on the 27th of February at the Sandton Convention Centre. If you want to find out where South Africa is, where it's going to, don't miss the session. Davy Root will be discussing the economics. Prince Mashele will be discussing the politics. Why don't you book a table for your company? Come along, get the best information available. So, Donald Trump is considering offering political asylum for Afrikaners. Why would an American first president consider this when he's deporting millions of people from America? Well, let's look at the forces at play here. And I want to use a comparison that's a little bit different. I want to look at the world of sport. Specifically, let's look at football. South Africans enjoy football. We all follow it. It's all over our television sets. And a lot of South Africans watch a lot of English football. And we'll start there. So today we can see English football players earning up to $500,000 a week. Transfers costing tens of millions of dollars each time. These eye-watering numbers are not limited to football. Cricket, which used to be a minor sport, has seen cricketers earning millions of dollars in the Indian Premier League, in one Indian Premier League season. We're not even going to talk about Formula One or basketball or any of those other sports where people just earn a fortune. Yet just one generation ago, some of our professional sportsmen and women would have had to have a second job, a proper job, while they were playing their sport on the weekend, just to pay their bills. Think about it this way. Until the 1980s, English football clubs would field 11 English players. And in many cases, not just 11 English players, but 11 players from that area. So what changed that we suddenly pay soccer players from Africa, Asia, the rest of Europe, these preposterous salaries? What happened? How do people get to earn $500,000 a week? Well, that was because the game became professional in the biggest sense of the word. This was brought about by a change to the media landscape. Firstly, there was the advent of satellite television, which was accelerated by the internet, and sport became entertainment. Millions and sometimes billions of viewers were suddenly watching a game that used to be limited to just the people in the stadium. As the sport grew into this global entertainment industry that we know today, performance of the team could be turned into real money. So if you owned an English football team, and remember, these English football teams used to be owned by the community, suddenly there was massive value in these brands, and the English football teams grew exponentially as investors spotted a money-making opportunity. Because they could turn performance into value, they could unlock sums that they could only dream about. The better the team does, the more people watch them play, the bigger the support base grows, the bigger the sponsorships that the team can attract, the bigger the slice of television revenue, the more shirts you sell, and pretty soon you've got people tattooing your club's brand on their bodies. In this interconnected world, it's unsurprising that the biggest Manchester United supporters club in the world is based in India. The world is truly interconnected, and in the modern world, performance matters. What does this story of rich footballers have to do with Donald Trump offering asylum for Afrikaners? Well, as I said before, English soccer teams used to field 11 Englishmen. As the game professionalized and became the mega business that it has become today, results became more and more important. It became crucial that a club should attract the best talent in the world, wherever that talent came from, not just in England and not just in your district. 30 years ago, Mo Salah would have spent his career at Al Ahly in Egypt. He would have been earning a fraction of what he earns now. But football has become a search for global talent. If you think that search for global talent is limited to sport, you haven't been concentrating. Have you noticed how many Indian immigrants are now running American software companies, never mind working there? Even Japan has started to appoint non-Japanese CEOs of some of their companies. That would have been unheard of in the past. While the world was professionalizing, South Africa has been busy with its own issues. We had to repair the legacy of hundreds of years of discriminatory laws that had kept all but the white minority away from quality education, top economic positions, and business ownership. South Africa had to transform. But the problem with transformation is that inevitably it comes at the cost of progress. While you are transforming, you can't grow. While you are repairing your car, you can't drive it. And South Africa has been stuck on this for decades. We can track the lack of economic growth with the rise of some of our transformation legislation. We are so obsessed with changing the way our companies look, we are not focusing on the size of the economy. And when this happens, skilled members of society start looking for greener pastures where their talents will be recognized. And this brings us back to Donald Trump's latest idea of offering political asylum for Afrikaners, as he puts it. Trump has Elon Musk in his ear, and quite clearly they've spotted an opportunity to add a significant number of highly skilled people who understand the free market to their country. On top of it, it seems like the country of their birth doesn't really want them there. We must also acknowledge that there's no doubt a bit of a racial dimension to this offer of asylum as well. This is not coming out of one place only. But in a world that is a race for talent, Trump and Musk are making a bet that on balance, white South Africans can enhance the United States economy and their society at large. After all, allowing Elon Musk into the US has been very good for the USA. And who knows how many other Elon Musks or Peter Thiels they could get out of a million other South Africans. We shouldn't see this issue in the racial context only. And we shouldn't become obsessed with Donald Trump's offer of asylum as being the only issue. There's a bigger issue at play here, and that is South Africa's lack of understanding of talent management. The longer South Africa is poorly run, and the longer the economy is stuck in neutral, we will lose talent of all colors. It's estimated that more than 120,000 black professionals now live and work in the USA, UK, and Australia, along with 450,000 white professionals. There are many countries licking their lips to get their hands on what is left of our professionals in this country. We cannot afford to lose this much talent and to succeed as a country. Just like those English football clubs had to realize 30 years ago, not all footballers are created equally. It is time for the South African government to understand that the country needs all of the talent that we can lay our hands on or else we're going to lose the global game. We need to nurture and protect our local talent and be unafraid to attract imported talent. But South Africa is cursed by that Marxist idea that all people are equal. Well, if all people were equal, we'd all be able to run the 100 meters in 10 seconds. We'd all be able to design rockets or paint masterpieces. But we should know that any person can only operate at their own level of competency. Can you imagine if the country had retained the skills and talents of half of those 700,000 black and white professionals that we have lost? Could you imagine how many companies they could have started and how many people they could have employed? Remember, if we don't have the best person doing the job, regardless of their race, we will lose the global game. And if you don't think that talent matters, and if you don't believe me, just look at how good a job is being done by our cabinet ministers. We need to win this game of talent management. The world is out there, they cherish our talent, and we should jealously look after the talent, understanding that you don't just replace a doctor overnight. South Africa should play very carefully with its citizens, especially, sad to say it, especially the talented ones, especially the professional ones. We spend a lot of money training them. It would be an absolute waste to lose that talent, to lose the talent of somebody who knows how to be a productive participant in society. We need to win the talent game. Well, one company that is winning the talent game is Pace Car Rental. Please support them as they support the State of the Nation. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you again on the State of the Nation.